Hello everybody, welcome back to the next session. In today's session, we will be discussing characteristics of management. First characteristics, management is a goal-oriented process. As I have said you in the previous class, every organization has its own goal and objective to be attained. These goals provide you direction in which you will be undertaking your activities. See, you people have joined PU college. Why? Because there is some or the other ultimate goal that you want to achieve in the future. To achieve that goal, you have taken this step. It means what? That goal is providing you direction in which you need to perform your activities. In the same way, every organization has its own objectives, goals. That goals will direct the organization in which it will take its activities. And hence, goals must be simple and they must be clearly stated. What if you are not having a clear idea about your aim in life? Will you be able to take a proper step now? No. In the same way, the goals of the organization must be simple and they must be clearly stated, in turn which will provide you the way in which the organization should function. Different organizations have different goals. Some organization wants to increase the sales. Some organization wants to increase the market share. Other organization might try to increase the customer satisfaction with maximum customer service that they are providing. Some organization wants to gain entry into international market. Like this, every organization has its own goals. Management will try to unite the efforts of different individuals towards the achievement of organizational goals. Management is all pervasive. Pervasive means widespread. See, let it be any type of organization, let it be political organization, social organization, economic organization. In all the organization, activities involved in managing an enterprise is common, irrespective of the type of organization it is. Why? Because let it be any type of organization, it will be having its own goal to be attained. In order to attain those goals, there will be n number of activities to be performed. What is the requirement? If you want to perform these activities, there must be proper planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. What are all these? These are all functions of management. It means what? Irrespective of the type of organization it is, wherever goals are present, wherever activities to be performed is there, management do exist. Management is required in school. Management is required in hospital. Management is required in political organization. And what managers do in India, in US, in Germany, in Japan is same. The method of implementing the management techniques might differ. See, due to difference of culture, difference of tradition, difference of thinking in the individuals, difference of market condition, the application of management might differ, the way of application might differ, but presence of management will be there. Hence, management is all pervasive. It is widespread. Next, management is multidimensional. Management is a complex activity. There are three main dimensions. First, management of work. Next, management of people. Next, management of operation. What is management of work? See, in all the organization, there will be some or the other work to be performed. Let it be political organization, social organization, economic organization, there will be work that the organization will be performing. And in order to perform this work, what is the requirement? There is need to understand the situation. There is need to understand the problem and solve the problem. There is need of decision making, planning, preparation of budget, assigning the authority, assigning the responsibility. All of these are the requirement if you want to perform your work in the organization. Management translates this work in terms of goal to be achieved. Management will help you to solve the problem, will help you in decision making, in planning, in preparation of budget, in staffing, in assigning duties, in assigning responsibility, authority. And in turn, management is translating the effort of the individuals towards the attainment of objectives through proper accomplishment of work in the organization. Next, management of people. Human resource means people are considered as an organization's greatest asset. In spite of rapid technological development, getting things done from people, getting work done from people is a major task for manager. Why? Organization will have resources, machinery, equipment, materials. What if the employees in your organization are not competent and committed enough? It means all these resources is of waste. You will not be able to make optimum utilization of the resources. If you are not making optimum utilization of resources, your cost will increase. You will not be able to achieve your organization's goals as well. Hence, in spite of technological development, in spite of availability of all the other resources, material resources, human resource is considered as greatest asset because they are the one who are going to perform the activities in real. Managing people can be understood in two dimensions. One, managing employee as individual. It means you need to satisfy the individual needs of all the employees as well as you need to understand the individual behavior. Okay. Another dimension is, along with satisfying individual needs, you need to ensure that those individuals are efficiently and effectively working as a team in a group. The task of the management is to make people work towards organizational goals and ensure that employees are making their strengths more effective and their weaknesses irrelevant. If you concentrate on the strengths of the employee, only then you would get the work done through the people. Few employees might be good in financial activities. Few employees might be good in marketing activities. Few employees might be good in handling legal aspects of the company or the organization. Now, the task of the management is to understand what is the strength of the employees and get the work done through the people. Next is management of operation. See, if work is involved in the organization, the first dimension I have said you, management of work. All the organization will be having some or the other work involved in it. In the same way, no matter what the organization is, no matter which type of organization it is, there will be involvement of some or the other product or service. Without a product or service availability, what activity will you perform in the organization? There will be nothing. Hence, every organization has its operation. Every organization has some basic product or service to provide in order to survive. Management of operation, it is interlinked with both management of work and management of people. Next feature of management is a continuous process. I have said you there are 5 basic functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Right? Now, these functions, they are not independent. They are interdependent on each other. These 5 functions of management is a series of continuous and composite functions. They are interdependent functions and they are not performed one after another. Instead, these functions are simultaneously performed by all the managers all the time. For performing, organizing, directing, staffing and controlling, planning acts as foundation. It acts as base. And all the functions are simultaneously performed. Hence, management is a continuous process. As long as the organization exists, till that time, the management will also exist. Next, management is a group activity. As I have said you, in order to accomplish the objectives, in order to perform the task in the organization, there will be individuals who will be working on those tasks and achievement of goals. Now, an organization is collection of diverse individuals. All these individuals differ from each other in terms of their needs. One employee might be in need of high salary. Other employee might be in need of high status. Other employee might be in need of recognition. Like this, the need of individuals differ from each other. The intention behind joining the organization differs from each other. Even though they have joined the organization to satisfy their needs, but still, as the member of the organization, they must work towards fulfilling the organizational goals. It is a task of management to ensure that the individual needs are also satisfied, as well as they are working towards achievement of organizational goals. They are working in a common direction as a team. Next, management is a dynamic function. Dynamic means changing. Management is a dynamic function. It is not a constant function. It is dynamic. It keeps on changing. It has to adapt itself to the changing environment. Here the word environment means business environment. Business environment consists of external factors such as social factor, economic factor, political factor. Now what this character is saying, as and when changes happen in the business environment, management must adopt those changes in the organization. Only then you would be able to survive in the market. Assume that a new technology has entered the market. You need to adopt that technology. You need to provide updated products and service to the customers. Else, the consumer will shift their purchase from your product to other product. If the customer taste and preference has changed, it is a factor of external environment, business environment. If the customer taste and preference has changed, then according to the changes of customer taste and preference, you need to modify your product and service. Only then they will purchase your product. Only then you will be able to ensure your sales target market shares. Assume that government has come up with a new policy. Then you need to understand that policy and understand what will be the impact of that government policy on your business functioning as well. Like this, as and how changes happen in the external environment, you need to adopt that changes in your organization as well. They have given an example here. Everybody would have heard about McDonald's. When McDonald's entered into Indian market, they made a major change in its menu. Why? Because they understood what is the taste and preference of Indian customers. What is the requirement of Indian customers? As per those customer taste and preference, they made modification in their menu, which helped them to survive in the Indian market as well. It means, according to the changes in the external environment, we need to adopt the changes in internal environment as well. Last, management is an intangible force. Okay, what does intangible means? You cannot touch it. Management, can you touch management? No, it is an intangible force. It is not tangible. Even though management is an intangible force, its presence can be felt in the organization's function. You cannot see management, but you can feel the presence of management in the organization functions. Assume that if the targets of your organization are met on time, if the employees in the organization are happy and satisfied, if there is orderliness in the functioning of the organization instead of chaos, confusion, it means your management is efficient and effective. In case you are not able to meet the targets, you are not able to achieve the sales that you want to actually meet, you are not able to increase the profit, employees have job dissatisfaction and the employee turnover rate is more, it means what? The management is inefficient. So you cannot see the management, but you can feel the presence of the management through the way that the organization functions. These are the various characteristics of management.